We're in the middle of a series where we've challenged ourselves to boondock for 60 days straight.
We still have to find our own electric, our own water, a place to dump.
We're officially 2 weeks into the challenge, and it's time for a boondocking reset. If you're new, we're Victoria and Craig, and we travel full-time in our RV with our 2 border collies looking for epic adventures and really cool off-grid locations to park our RV. This week, after a slight delay in New Mexico due to weather, we're headed to Moab, Utah, where we've misjudged the clock. I hope that I don't regret this decision. We just passed a sign that said campground full and end up breaking our major rule of never arriving after dark. Now there's road work and we're stopped and losing our last bit of daylight. It's day 14 of boondocking here at Lake Holloman near White Sands National Park in New Mexico, and we are supposed to be leaving today, but we're not because we're stuck in this massive windstorm. Really that big of a deal, except for the fact that we're really almost completely full on our gray tanks. Black tank is filling up too. We still got a little bit of water left because we topped it off with our water bladder, but we really need to go to the dump. So hopefully this wind dies down and we can get out of here tomorrow.
It's been so windy here. The RV is extremely dusty now. There's like waves in the lake right here. We've been watching some ducks. They've just been like catching waves all day. I think there goes 2 now, but they'll like try to fly and not go anywhere. So they've just been sitting out in the water all day. It's not very fun. This has been one of the worst windstorms we've been in a long time. Makes sense since we're just now back over on the West Coast. The wind's supposed to be like 60 mile an hour or 30 mile an hour with like 60 mile an hour gusts today. But it's definitely a lot. The RV's been shaking all day. Leland's scared. So I don't know, it's not good.
We have decided we're gonna brave the wind a little bit, just in the truck though, and go see a famous attraction in the little town here of Alamagordo, and also talk a little bit more about a misconception when it comes to boondocking. So for those of you who don't boondock a lot already, you probably think of boondocking as something that you can only do for 3 or 4 days in between full hookup campgrounds occasionally, but it's not true. You could actually just boondock forever, even if you can only last at one spot for a week, 2 weeks. We're at a 2-week max for us personally. You just have to have what we like to call a boondocking reset day. And that's what we are having tomorrow and taking you along for.
Right now we're on our way to go see the largest pistachio. World's largest, apparently, says the billboards. We're gonna see. We are going to be matching the farm, I assume, with all our green and browns that we're wearing. So we might blend in and be able to stay overnight if they don't notice us. That's the goal.
You don't know what he's talking about. That's not the goal, but I have a secret goal that Craig doesn't know about yet, which is pistachio ice cream.
I just want something to drink.
It's not on the diet, but pistachio ice cream is so good.
Is it?
Yes.
I like pistachio muffins. If you have a lucky goat with pistachio muffins,
Pistachio.
oh my gosh.
Okay, pistachio everything. Do you like pistachio ice cream? What's your favorite pistachio flavored things? If you even like pistachios, we like pistachios. You can get 3-pound bags of them at Sam's Club. We recently learned this. I can see it. I see it. Do you see it? The biggest pistachio.
Do they see it?
Not you. Do you see it?
Turn left, then you will arrive at your destination.
There it is. You can barely see it from all the dust in the air.
How's there this many people here?
This is a destination. It's the largest pistachio. There it is.
It's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
And windy. Oh.
Get a sample. Ooh, habanero lemon. Free sample. Hey, take one. Good pistachios. one of these dill pickle ones.
Okay.
All right, so they had pistachio everything in just all the different flavors with free samples, but we went with dill pickle for a little bit of salty and cinnamon pistachio bites for a little bit of sweet.
And ice cream, of course. Thank you. Pistachio is good.
Almost got blown away out there, but that was actually a really fun little stop. Much better stop than I imagined for like world's largest pistachio, and the ice cream was
World's largest pistachio statue.
well, of course, it was not a real pistachio out there.
That makes a difference.
But it was fun though, right? It was.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was a lot. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So it was pretty cool. I think you definitely, if you're in this area, definitely go check it out.
And it's a +1 for any of those little roadside attractions. It's a fun thing about RV life because you're traveling around everywhere. Obviously, you don't never gonna make them your main destination, but if you're already in the area, go see it. Go see the largest pie pan. We saw that in Michigan. It actually wasn't that great.
That was terrible though.
You couldn't even stop at it. Yeah, the cherry pie pan.
Yeah, that was awful.
Pistachio Land was better.
Yeah, absolutely. This is way better. This is actually like a good stop. That was just like, shouldn't even be brought up.
Don't talk about Michigan's pie pan like that. This is wrapping up our last afternoon and evening here in Alamagordo though, because bright and early tomorrow morning we hit the road to our next boondocking spot.
So we woke up at like 6 o'clock this morning, trying to get everything packed up so we can get on the road, because this is gonna be a little bit of a long drive day.
Speaking of long travel days and why we do them when we clearly don't like doing super long days that much, it's because if you don't know, I still work a full-time job Monday through Friday remotely, of course. So we mostly only travel on Saturdays and Sundays. So we basically either have to get all our travel done in a Saturday or Sunday, or it delays our travel by a week. And if it takes 3 travel days, then it's gonna delay it by 2 weeks to get to whatever place we're trying to go. So sometimes, for the sake of getting where we wanna be, we just suck it up and do really long travel days. And another reason we're trying to hit the road so early this morning is because we've got to get to that dump station to dump our tanks.
So glad we switched to this hitch. I wish we would have done it sooner. Good hitch.
We're about to head out. It's been a beautiful stay here by this lake. It's a contaminated lake, don't get me wrong, but the sunsets and sunrises are beautiful. Makes for great views, even if it is contaminated.
I'm hoping getting out of this gate will be a little bit better than when we came in. However, I do need to turn the way that it was difficult to come in, so I don't know, I don't want to have to drive down and go do a U-turn. We're going to see if I can make it. If not, we might have to go down and do a U-turn.
Can't really see this side. I think that's your side's probably the one to worry about. It's good on this side.
Continue on the current road.
Oh, the big one of the buses is pulling out right now too. Made it. Okay, so what is the Boondocking Reset? Tell him, Craig.
Basically, when you get ready to move spots, you get to dump your tanks, which is gonna put you at empty on your black and gray water tank. So that'd be nice. And then you also get to fill up your freshwater tank. So you're basically starting all over with your boondocking. Also means, this is a big one, also means we get to get nice, fresh showers this evening when we get to where we're going. I'm looking forward to that. I don't stink yet, but they're nice still.
That's what he wants you to think. Just kidding. I don't smell them yet. Not yet. If you're not familiar with dump stations, there are dump stations all over the place. It's actually crazy because before RV life, we didn't have a history of RVing. So I just didn't know that there were these little like stations where people took their RVs all over the country and dumped their tanks at them. I didn't know any of that, but they're at truck stops like Love's. Maverick gas stations usually has free dump stations. There'll be county parks with dump stations. They're just all over. We usually use either Campendium or iOverlander. Campendium app might be going away. There's some news around that, but I don't know. For now, it's still here, and that's what we use to find dump stations, whether you have to pay $5, $10 to dump or get them totally free.
Old Mavericks is my gas station dog. That's why his name matches the gas station Maverick. We named him right after it.
No,
Favorite gas station ever. Nah, just kidding. He's actually named after a big surf break in California that I grew up surfing, so that's where his name came from.
We didn't name you after a gas station. No, we did not.
But it matches his personality, that's for sure.
That's true. This specific dump only has water for rinsing somewhere right there. But it doesn't have potable water at it, but it's okay because we wanted to fill up our freshwater tank when we got closer to our destination, so we're not having to ride with a heavy freshwater tank the whole time and mess up our fuel mileage. You feel lighter?
I think so.
Should be. 3 full tanks were just dumped.
Yeah, very full. It's been a pretty smooth trip so far. I just got to stop, fill up. I really need DEF or it's going to slow me down to 5 miles an hour in like 100 miles. So
We're never going to get there if that happens.
Yeah, I don't know that, so.
So we're headed to Moab in Utah. We're really excited to check this area out because we've never been there before, but I've been researching up on all the boondocking in the area. It seems like over the last couple of years, there's been some major changes to the dispersed camping rules for the area because a bunch of these places where people used to disperse camp and boondock for free are now paid sites that are managed by the state or Utah Raptor State Park or something like that. So they cost anywhere from $15 to $20 a night. And you're still boondocking. There are a couple of free sites left, but I know they're gonna be so crowded, and the place that I really wanted to stay is one of the $15 a night spots, so we might be paying for boondocking this time.
So don't mind this bad blizzard that we're just about to be driving into, and it's starting to snow outside. I have no idea what's going on. I hope it gets better the closer we get to Moab. But so the spot we are going to, it does not break our rules to our boondocking adventure. We still have to find our own electric, our own water, a place to dump, all that stuff. None of that is included at these places. They just charge you, I guess, to camp on their land. I don't know. But so we still got to do all that. We're still going to be boondocking. I just hope we can get a good spot.
It's really started coming down out there.
What is happening?
I don't know if you can see it. It's out there.
Big. It's like big snowflakes.
It is big snowflakes. And guess what kind of shoes both of us have on?
If you said flip-flops, you couldn't be more wrong. Okay, it is flip-flops.
We're stopping to fuel up and, of course, need to walk the dogs. And so we're about to be cold, I think. We accidentally came to a Maverick with no pumps for RVs.
I didn't know they had them where they didn't have like diesel pumps for like trucks and RVs.
Me neither. So we're waiting for this one on the end. We should fit okay. It's a snowing. We were making pretty good time and set to come in just before the sun was setting, surprise, surprise, until we ran into this huge contraption on the road. We have no clue what it is, but whatever it is, it's way oversized and taking up both lanes, and it's going so slow, and they won't like pull over and let everybody pass them.
There's a whole line of cars behind us and they're not letting anybody by. Pretty crazy.
I don't know what it is.
We're doing 35 and the speed limit 65.
What is it? What is it? What is it? It's a big... I still don't understand what that was. I don't know. We got to pass it though, so yay, back on track.
Hopefully if this guy goes.
We've had some really pretty scenery coming into Utah. These rocks with these snow-covered mountains behind them. Really cool stuff to see. Getting a little nervous though because we are getting pretty close to sunset, but we're going for it. We should be pulling in right as the sun is setting and hoping for just the perfect spot to open up for us. Otherwise, I guess we're turning around and probably going to come back to one of these rest areas for the night and then go find our spot in the morning. But fingers crossed with us. I know Craig is ready to stop driving. And at the last minute, I've decided we're going to try to go to a different spot that's a little closer, and I really hope that I don't regret this decision. And up we go. We just passed a sign that said campground full, and there's supposed to be 140 sites out here available on a first come, first served basis. And now we're just gonna at least drive through the first loop and see if there's any available, but that's insane. I don't know if there's gonna be any open. It is looking pretty full though.
Turn left onto Baby Lion's Back Campground Road.
Gosh. Hey, back hall. Always stick to the original plan. Always stick to the original plan. We have the other place in. I don't know. I guess it depends on how dark it is by the time we arrive. We're half a mile from where we need to turn, and now there's road work, and we're stopped and we're losing our last bit of daylight. Looks like we've got company also pulling in at dark. Ooh.
Your destination is on the right.
I think it's a fire pit. It's a fire pit. We found a spot to camp because you're only allowed to camp where there's fire pits. And we found a fire pit. I think you might have just stopped at a perfect spot. Let me check how level we are. Honestly, I cannot believe we ended up finding a spot here. I'm so thankful. But if you're sitting there thinking, weren't you supposed to get water on the way to your boondocking spot? Did you just show up to your boondocking spot with an empty tank of water? Why, yes. Yes, we did. We forgot. We definitely forgot. And we accidentally left the fireplace running, so we also emptied our battery bank almost completely. So that's just gonna be a tomorrow's problem though. We're going to bed, okay? We'll see you in the morning. Now that the sun has come up and we can actually see where we're at, we've got some beautiful views. It's a really cool spot. These massive red rock cliffs with the snowy mountains in the background. And it turns out that the spot that we pulled into is humongous. There are multiple fire pits and multiple places we could have camped. Granted, we couldn't see any of them because it was pitch black dark. So we're at the Willow Springs Road dispersed camping area. It is $15 a night because it's in the Utah Raptor State Park area, but there is a dumpster right across the way. So there is some services, a little bit of services that you get for the $15 a night. There's room for rigs of all sizes here, and the road in was actually pretty smooth. Wouldn't have a problem basically with any size rig you have. But yes, we did go and get our water bladder filled up and fully filled up our freshwater tank. So we are reset. Our boondocking reset is complete, but let's talk a little bit more about water.
So here's our tips on conserving space in our holding tanks while boondocking. We'll start in the bathroom. These tips allow us to last up to 14 days without having to tow our RV somewhere and dump everything and start over, basically. All right, so the first culprit that fills your tanks up so stinking fast, this shower. This shower dumps water when you shower and use it at its full capacity. So one of the things we have done, well, we'll give you 2 tips real quick. So we changed out our handheld wand to a different one that doesn't use as much water and has high pressure still. That way we can have the water low and get good pressure while we shower, and just do that real quick. That way we won't use all the water. It also has an on and off button. So when you're lathering, is that the right word?
Yeah,
lathering up, you can turn the water off, and then when you need it again, you can turn it on all using the button, so you don't have to adjust the control again. Also, we just recently started doing, and it seems pretty smart, we have the dog's water bowl down here, so when we're waiting for this to heat up, we'll fill up their dog bowl with the water that comes out, because it's going to be water we have to use anyways to fill up their bowl. So now they just get the cold water before it turns hot. With showering in general while boondocking, you just do less of it. You either are doing a military bath, or for all my inmate fellas out there, bird baths. That's what they call them in prison.
Are you gonna explain that you weren't in prison?
Oh, no. I didn't go to prison. Anyway, so
you worked in a prison.
Yeah, that was years ago. Eons ago. Is that the right word? And then, so our last tip in the bathroom, before I was rudely interrupted, the toilet has a shut-off valve, so you can shut the water off. It's for if you needed to do some work on the toilet, pull it out, blah, 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 you can shut the water off. Well, we turn it halfway off, so it only allows like half the amount of water to go through every time you flush. That way you don't use so much water every time you flush. You don't really need as much, except for right at the very start. You do want to get a good base layer of water in the bottom before you start adding more to your tanks. But other than that, that's how we save water in the shower or in the bathroom.
Okay, now let's talk about the kitchen. You could wash dishes outside, and actually Craig has done that before, and then your water doesn't go in the tanks. But what we usually do is we've got this Dawn Power Wash. It lets you just spray all the soap right onto your dishes. And then, oh gosh, I just sprayed soap everywhere. And then you can wash them all up, and then we'll have them sitting here, and then I try to just rinse them really, really quick as fast as we can with as little water as we can. You can turn it on the little sprayer mode. You could also use like a bucket and then catch all the water, dump that outside. Some people have suggested that, but our method is usually just to be as quick as possible when washing the dishes. And if we're being totally honest, we do use more paper products when we're boondocking, because otherwise it just uses a lot more water. All right, how was that boondocking reset?
It was been good. The shower was nice afterwards.
We are nice, fresh, and clean now.
Yeah.
Just in time for some epic adventures coming up this week. I think we say that every week, but this next week is actually going to be very different. We are renting something. Not gonna tell you what it is though.
I'm getting a haircut.
Also, Craig's getting a haircut. So, that's the whole reason to subscribe and see next week's video. That's for sure. Take off your hat. Show them what we're working with. Oh gosh. Yeah. Lovely. Oh my goodness. So if you want to see Craig's haircut, hit the subscribe button because that's coming up next week, and give us a thumbs up.
Bye.
See you guys.